If you need motivation to go a little harder in the gym, listen up. I have a good conversation with Ryan Hayes. Enjoy. All right, folks, this is Dave coming at you from Scale Tippers. This will be either episode 7, 8, or 9, depending on when I post it, of the Reason and Reps podcast. I have a very special guest on today, although I say that often, so maybe he's not that special. Just kidding, he's my guy. He could be known as
Uh,
Coach Hayes or Ryan Hayes, depending on who you are. Ryan, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So I want to start this episode off with a funny story. So Ryan and I both worked out at the same gym for probably a couple years,
Yeah.
honestly. Collegeville LA Fitness,
Mm-hmm.
and never said a word to each other.
Nope.
Right? Just like
Yeah.
you have like that weird moment when you're a guy where like you see someone else in there with a nice physique, and you always like give them a little head nod, right? But
Yep.
we're just both focused in the gym, so it's like head
Yeah,
nod, keep it
man.
moving,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, it's never been it's not, how people get in the gym. Oh, you're mad or you're upset or kind of like the weird stares or something like that. But it's always just like being focused in the gym and focusing on myself. It's never been like I'm against someone else. It's just always I got to be better. I got to be better that day for myself. And there's never been a negative thing where I'm like, oh damn, look at Dave or who's that guy, man? Like he's jacked, Instead of when I was younger, I would go up to people and be like, dude, who's that? Like, what are you doing? Like, let me know what kind of workouts you're doing, or let me work in with you or something like that. But yeah, man, I've seen you over the past couple of years, and you've always seemed like you're probably competing, and that's what you've been doing, man. And I've been admired by it because that's something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. So when I got a message from you on Instagram about coming to check out Scale Tippers, I didn't recognize you. But
Yeah.
when you came in, it hit me. I'm like, oh shit, it's that guy.
Yeah.
And then we just got to talking, man, and we have these great conversations just about the gym, about
Mhm.
philosophy. I
Yeah.
think we're very like-minded, and you just mentioned you were the guy before that would ask people in the gym, how they got to that level with their physique, and it seems like now I'm a little older than you, but
Mhm.
we're on the side where the younger guys are asking us, and I know you've coached a lot of the
Yeah.
guys at Scale Tipper. So
Yeah.
for the audience who doesn't know you, why don't you give a quick background of your athletic career?
All right. Well, basically, growing up, my family's always we've been pretty big athletes. Played baseball when we started growing up. John, my oldest brother. He was always a baseball player. Started when he was younger and went to his high school career. And then my middle brother, he's an adrenaline junkie, man. Crazy. Can do anything. Give him a skateboard, bike, skis, snowboard, whatever. He's an arborist now, so he's doing something crazy. So for me, um, I love baseball. Play a little basketball, but unfortunately, I'm not the best height for that. But the one sport that really stuck with me most was wrestling, man. I started a little bit late, started in eighth grade, but man, when it comes to wrestling, that started everything for me. Just the way who I am today. Wrestling is one of the hardest sports, I think. There's a lot of competitions or arguments on what's the best sport, but what you can get from wrestling, man, can help you throughout life in the future, man. And I've been I wrestled for, we'll say, eighth grade to my senior year of high school. I was supposed to go Division 1. Things didn't work out for me, which is okay. So when that stopped, went right into coaching for the same school, Springford. I've been coaching for 7 years now, and there's nothing better than giving back to these kids, man. Being a good role model, being someone that I needed when I was in high school. I had really great coaches. Shout out to Bill Racage, Jason Kirkus, my two coaches that really pushed me to get me into wrestling when I've always wanted to be a basketball player. And that's like the start of it all, man. Everything that I gained from wrestling was just determination, the willpower just to get better and just every day go to practice and, be a better wrestler, And now I kind of bring like, well, during during that process, man, there's one thing I've always done was go to the gym. Shout out to
Mm.
my brother Johnny. He brought me to the YMCA when I was 13 years old. Is when my first real routine of the gym started. Just doing biceps, pull ups, sit ups. not touching the big weights, but I have throwback pictures of when I was younger, man. I had abs, I was ripped up, I just wanted to be like my older brothers, man. They were my heroes. John was always jacked up. Mike was, I don't too, I'm gonna tell you right now, between my three brothers, I think my middle brother could be the best bodybuilder if he really brought it to the table, but that's
Mm.
just not what he does, man. Just like his physique, man, when I was younger, like I was like, damn, dude, that's my older brother. I want to be like that one day. But that was just kind of what really pushed me. I just wanted to be like them. But around like probably senior year to when I was 23, that was when I started doing bodybuilding workouts. Wrestling wasn't in the picture anymore. So what did I have to do, man? I had to go to the gym. That's one thing I've always done. Like I didn't have my license pretty late in my lifetime. So like my dad would just drop me off at the gym after wrestling practice. We had to have dinner. I'd either go with John, and rest in peace to our good friend Shane Warfel. We'd work out till, 7, 8 o'clock till close. Sometimes, a little
Mm.
bit before that. But I've always just nonstop went to the gym, man. And when I went to the gym, it was 100%. I've always, I don't know, like looking back to it, like I am proud of myself. Like I did, like every time I was in the gym, I went as hard as I possibly can. And I do that to this day. Like I have goals now. I want to bodybuild. I want to compete in classic physique, and that's a lot. It's a lot. I never really wanted to call myself a bodybuilder because when you bodybuild, you compete. And giving yourself that label, like say like I never competed before. I never stepped on stage. I never had to go through the routine or like the process of cutting weight and stepping on stage and showing your best physique like you do, man. Like you can give yourself that I'm a bodybuilder. You're working towards it. You compete. You go through the hardest training. You have to cut weight and do all those hard things. And a lot of people that do go to the gym, they like to give themselves that label, which is fine. You got to motivate themselves, put themselves in that aspect. But when it comes down to it, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm trying to be a bodybuilder. I want to compete. I want to do these things. So yeah, man, just nonstop in the gym since I was a kid. Just one thing I've always loved. And I coach wrestling, which is really cool. It's the middle school. It's nothing like too serious, but at that age, like for me, I needed a good mentor. I always looked up to the people that wanted me to do well. And for me, like when my kids lose in a wrestling match, I lose. Like, what can I do as a
Mm.
coach to make them better? And that's I think it's pretty cool. I get to give back, be a good role model, be a positive person in someone's life because sometimes at home you never know what's going on. Sometimes you might have a little troublesome kid, acting out and stuff like that, but you never know what's going on at home. So when he comes to the wrestling room or just in school in general, any activity outside school, you just got to be a positive role model. Be happy, be motivational for them and all that type of good stuff. And dude, it's great. I love it. As much as I think I disappointed myself the way my wrestling career ended, and I wish it could be a lot different. I'm sure you have some regrets in your past, and you wish you could go back and
We all
change it,
do.
but now it's like I'm done. Now, what could I do to give back? How can I make a wrestler or a kid a better wrestler? How can I make him a better individual? And I think that's the best thing. I think that's our future one day. These kids. So, everything. I have good things in my life. Good family. Like I said, I'm very close to my two older brothers. Other than that, man, just the one thing I have now is just bodybuilding and trying to compete, and that's why for me transitioning from LA Fitness, which is a commercial gym, there's a different type of people in there at all times. There's the really very focused guys that I've always tried to stay around to. There's some people that like to bring the drama in. There's people that, just go to the gym to do their daily routine, which is cool. But the one thing I think was the best decision I made this year, especially coming back to working out, was joining Scale Tippers, man. Your gym. I think it was the best transition of being in a gym that's a commercial with a bunch of different people to a better atmosphere and something where I could focus on myself. Um, I remember literally, I don't know if you had a Scale Tippers shirt on or something, but you had something where you're promoting your gym, and I was like, for some reason on my phone, I was getting ads, Scale Tippers, join Scale Tippers, new gym in Oaks, and I was like, oh shit, I was like, all right, I think something's telling me to switch it up. But man, the best thing I did was join your gym, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm up like 15 pounds from what I was before. I like uh right when COVID hit, I was telling you, I hurt my lat pretty bad, man. I was out of the gym for 2.5 years, shrunk down to the regular Ryan Hayes that was like 100, a buck 35, 140,
Mm,
just not working out. I started playing golf and stuff like that to keep me motivated. But back in October when I first got back in the gym, man, I just needed a change. I had a little bit of motivation, I can work out again, getting back to my old self. But the one thing that I'm proud of is joining your gym, and I haven't looked back, man. Every time I go to your gym, it's how can I make myself better today? How hard can I go? Like I was saying to you, man, it's like we all got an expiration date, and like could be tomorrow, could be the next day, could be next month, next year, in a couple of years, but you never know. But every time I go into that gym, in, I'm pushing it to the like past my limits. Like I want to be something great. I want to achieve greatness, for myself, I want to make myself proud, of course, We're all individuals. We're all out there trying to achieve what we want to achieve. But at the end of the day, man, I just want to make myself proud, make my family proud, especially my two parents, my mom and dad, that mean a lot to me, my brothers. I got a lot of good people that believe in me. You're starting to, motivationally push me and stuff like that. And, life's good. I have no complaints. And the one thing I want as bad as anything is to step on a stage and show what I got. I think I could bring a really good physique to, especially classic physique. I think I have the build. I have the determination and just the willpower to really step up there and show what I got, man. So,
that's lovely,
yeah.
man. And listen, I definitely appreciate you having you as a member at the gym. And I don't want to make this a commercial for the gym, but you really are
Mhm.
the epitome of what I was going for when I built this place. And I think a lot of people from the outside looking in, they don't know what Scale Tippers is all about. And
Yeah.
what we're able, and you're a part of this, being one of the early members. And we're only open. We've only been open for 7 months, so everyone is influencing the culture of what this company and what this gym and what future locations are going to become.
Mhm.
And to me, you really epitomize that, right? It's like you're, and I don't want to discourage anyone who's going to the gym because at the end of the day, you could be anywhere in the world. So if you're
Yeah.
in a gym, it's like you made a good decision that day,
Yeah.
right?
For sure.
But like everyone that comes into Scale Tippers isn't Ronnie Coleman level, shirt
Yeah.
off, walking around
Yeah.
in thongs. Like, it's not like a bunch of giants stomping around as the earthquakes.
Mhm.
It's people that want a good atmosphere and to improve themselves.
Yeah.
Now, in your case, that's going from a high performing wrestler, former wrestler, a guy with a really great physique into a competitor. For other people, it's I got second in the show, I want to get first. Other
Mhm.
people, it's I'm 50 pounds overweight. I want to
Yeah.
get to a reasonable body fat percentage.
Yeah.
And what we're able to do here, because we don't have any corporate overlords and I don't need to worry about being politically correct, is like we could look at someone and say, you're not perfect the way you are. You
Yeah.
can be better, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And this is the place to do that. So you really epitomize everything that I wanted a member in my gym to be. So I'm really happy that you found it, and it's just been dynamite, like watching you work
Yeah.
out, man. Seriously, I really
I
think you're going to
appreciate
make
that,
waves.
brother. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. It's kind of cool, like when you're saying like like people call me Coach Hayes. It's really cool to see the kids that I've been coaching over the years in middle school, and now they're in the gym. Especially Brandon today. He came into the middle school practice room. He was a big chubby kid. Wasn't in the best shape, but guess what? Like, look at him now, man. Like, he told me how much I was a great mentor. I did a lot of positive things for him, which is cool, man. That shit makes me feel really good. That's what I want. I want to be a positive role model. I want to push a kid to be his best, and seeing the kid now, man, he's a beast. Like he's working out, he looks good, he wants to compete, in powerlifting, bodybuilding. I don't know which one. He has a little
he doesn't know which
change
one.
up, but he doesn't know what. But like I think it's so cool to just I don't know, just to motivate people, It's not just you, Sometimes like there's days where I'm like trying to find that motivation. It's like what pushes me, man? It's like you got to think about the good things. You got to think about the positive things. When you start thinking about that as negatives, letting the outside negative things come in, man, that's when it really changes your mindset, keeps you away from what you really want to achieve. And I can't have that anymore, man. I'm 28. I know you're older than me. You're killing it and competing, but I never know when my expiration date is, and I really want to, step off this earth, leave this earth, and say I did what I wanted to do. And I think competing is something I really want to try. Yeah, I want to be the best I can be. Like I'm an athlete. I'm an alpha male. Like I never want to lose. Like I have that just that mentality where if I'm gonna do something, I'm doing it to the best I can. Like
Yeah.
there's no going back. The same thing with wrestling. Like, yeah, I had my dad that pushed me to the hardest. My dad wanted me to wrestle and practice every day, but I had to like get that mindset of like I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do it now, and I need to do it to the best, man. You got to the best of my capabilities, and I think in bodybuilding, that's how you really achieve the ultimate gains. If you want to say like, if you go into a gym and you have that mindset like, oh man, you're feeling sorry for yourself, like we said today, you're feeling content, you're not going to grow, man. You're not going to get to those goals you have set. um the things you want to achieve are not going to come, man. You have to literally go to the gym and be like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to go as hard as possible. And one thing I love to do is go back to the old school days, man. Like I love now, like on YouTube, like you can get like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. There's like montages of like um Tom Platz, Mike Menser, all these, scientifically guys that like love bodybuilding and looked at it scientifically and went to the craziest limits. Like there's one guy on my wall. I can't see him right now. I got Ronnie Coleman freaking curling 225. Like that guy, yeah, like some people like, oh, they like to talk to steroids, but guess what, dude? Steroids, that's one thing, but there's one thing Ronnie Coleman had was he had the craziest mindset, man. He wanted to go into the gym. He yelled, "Yeah, buddy," lightweight, nothing but a peanut, all the funniest sayings. But when he was doing it, he was pushing himself to his past his limits, man. And it's like a blueprint. Like, look at Arnold. Look at all these greats that have done it, dude. They've written it down. They kind of like recorded themselves, and us as like I guess me, I'm gonna be a new competitor. Just follow it, do the same thing they did, have the same mindset as them. And I'm gonna tell you right now, like that's what I have. Like I want to achieve just being like the best I can be. I know like Johnny why am I skipping it? Johnny Wechter, Be Bad Fitness. I brought him in the gym, and there's one thing that I really learned from working out with him over the past couple of weeks. It's like, dude, you can go as hard as you can and freaking achieve it, man. He just pushes me so hard and like just switch my mindset. And it's like, if you're gonna do it, just do it as hard as you can. Do it smart. Do it correctly. And dude, like the sky's the limit, man. It's right there. You just got to do it. It's like I always talk about it. When I went down to Charleston, I was talking about myself and just saying, "Oh man, I want to do this, I want to do that." But it's like that person even said, like, just do it. Just do it. And then you could kind of like I like say to you, be like Shia LaBeouf, man. Just do it. Instead of talking about it, just go out there and do it. And that's what I'm doing, man. I want it really bad. There's something I've always wanted was to compete, show off the physique, and hopefully one day it's there. You just got to strive and push yourself to get there. And it's that willpower and determination, man. Motivation's going to be there, but determination is everything. Just
Yeah.
wanting it as bad as possible, man. Tom Platt says, you want it as bad as you want to breathe, man. Just go to the past your limits, do it, and you'll succeed. And he did it. Why not me? Why not
Yeah.
Ryan Hayes?
I love that, man. No, I love that mindset. And there's definitely levels to this, right? Like, I think the trap that a lot of people fall into is when they first start working out, they have these newbie gains. Like, if you're just
Yep.
standard American that's overweight, eats like shit, doesn't work out, if you go into a gym and pretty much look at a weight, you're going to put on some muscle and lose some weight.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, and this is fine. I'm not saying everyone needs to step on stage and compete or their fitness journey is a failure,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of people don't go hard enough in the gym, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is why you and I worked out in the same gym for a couple years and didn't talk to each other because, like, I'm there for a reason. And you know, Ryan, like I have a wife and 5 kids. So for me to
Yep.
like leave the house and drive to LA Fitness,
Yep.
leaving my wife with our 5 kids, it's like one, that's a little bit selfish of me, but my wife is like ride or
Yeah.
die, man. And it's like, I'm not going to the bar or something.
Love
I'm going
that,
to the
dude.
gym.
Yep.
Um, but it's like I owe it to her and to my kids who I'm away from to not bullshit while I'm in the
Hmm.
gym. Like if
Yeah.
I'm stepping out of the house, it has to be for a really fucking good reason.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of guys that then look at people like you and I and they come up with all the excuses as to why we look the way we do. It's like I get called a fake natty all the time. Meanwhile, like when you consider professional men's physique athletes, like I'm actually pretty fucking average. Like I'm trying to get to the
Yeah.
next level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I step on a pro stage, I'm just one of the guys, bro. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, at an LA Fitness, if I have a stringer on, I might stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said, there's levels to this, and the way that you work out, I'm really excited to see what you look like after you go
Mhm.
through an official prep. Like stage
Yeah.
day, man, when you're peak week, tanned, shaved, and those lights hit you the right way, like you're
Oh
gonna look
man.
back at those pictures like I can't believe I look like
Yeah.
that. So I'm
Hmm.
excited for you, man, because you I tell people you're like a baby Gap T-shirt this way, but like a
Yep.
3XL this way.
Yep. Yeah, literally, man. That's the funny part, man. It's like the shirt I have on now. I wear mediums. Everybody calls them mediums, but like, I put a large on, dude. My height, man. It's like they look like dresses on me, but that's all right. It's like I fill them out. You
Hell yeah.
can't complain. But nah, man. I appreciate those words, brother. Like there's nothing more that I want more than competing, man. I just want it so bad. I just want to like prove to all like everyone who knows me, man. Like whether it's good or bad, there's one positive thing that I know everyone can say about me is I work hard as fuck. Excuse my language, but when it comes to the gym, I'm 100%, no, 110%, man. Like I'm in there to win it, whether it's just to look good, compete or just be, just a positive, healthy person, man. I just don't think like, being half-ass is what my dad likes to say. Frank Hayes, dude, he is not a half-asser. Even at work, I work with my dad and we're high, high maintenance landscapers. We work on professional gardens in the States. And when we're at work, dude, we give it 100%. We're not going to do anything less. We'll go above and beyond for you. And it's good that I work with my dad like that because I do it on everything else. And like that's one thing I learned from my brothers, from my dad, and just do it 100%, man. Like, how can you cheat yourself, man? This is you. Like, how could you like? I don't know how you can walk out of a gym and just be like, yeah, I tried, but no, man. It's like another thing that Tom Platt says, man. He's like, I don't want to leave the gym as a loser. I'm gonna go in the fucking gym and I'm gonna train as hard as possible, and I'm gonna leave and be, a little bit satisfied, but I don't want to leave as a loser. Like, there's one thing I hate doing is losing and not giving it my all, man. Like anything I do when it comes to, my family, my friends, I try to do my 100%. I try, everybody makes mistakes, everyone does that. But at the same time, how can you learn from it? How can you learn from those mistakes and become like, just come back better? There's one thing is, it's like with my wrestling career, dude, I am, disappointed in myself, man. I know I could have went above and beyond and maybe been, being an all-American, those top things as an athlete you want to do, Division One. Like I have a lot of good friends that did do really well with wrestling. I'm proud of them, and it kind of burns a hole in my heart a little bit because it's like I could have done that too, because I love wrestling. Wrestling means everything to me, and that's why I coach, and that's why when I do go coach, I give 110% to those kids. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh man, that's whatever. Nah, man. Like you have to give 110%. And when it comes to the gym, dude, you got to be like Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, all these savages. Like, why not? Why not me? Why can't Ryan Hayes be like that? Yeah, I might not achieve the same thing as them, but I know I can work out as hard as them. I might not put up the same weight, you know. Weight's weight, man. When it comes to the gym, weight's weight. But how you really work out and push yourself and target those muscle groups or whatever you're targeting that day, go to the 100%, make them tired, hit them correctly, hit it smart, and then what you got to do at the end of the day is feed yourself. Like it's all about eating. Like,
Yeah.
you did bring up a thing. A lot of people call you a fake natty. It's like, dude, I've dealt with that thing for a very long time, and that shit pisses me off. You know why? Because I've never wanted to get involved with steroids or anything like that. Like my dad would beat my ass. Even my older brothers would like look at me like I'm like a dumbass. Like you don't like I'm not a bodybuilder. Like I don't have a physique that's set already where I could be like, oh, if I take a little bit of steroids, that could push me to the next level and compete with the best already. But that's not reality for me. Like reality in general for me is just going to the gym and getting that pump and just being the best I can be. And yeah, I have a really good physique because I work at it, man. I've been working at it since I was 13 years old. Like I have a
Yeah.
lot of friends that have known me for that long. And what do? I go to the gym. Some people like, oh man, take a break. I don't want to take a break, man. I love it. The satisfaction I get from lifting and just the pump, like Arnold, man. I'm not gonna say what he said it felt like, but like he's like it felt so good. It feels like air blowing into your muscles, and like when you leave, man, I'm just like I'm a beast. I'm a savage. It's like no, and the thing is, I love it's like no one worked out as hard as me. There's people that are probably are, hey, we're all working, we're all doing this, not the same thing, but we're all working towards the same thing. Like my competitors one day, they're out there working right now. It's like how hard can I work and beat them? And that's how it is. How hard can you work and beat yourself?
Yeah.
And it's just yeah, man, it's funny, dude. It's like I can get emotional when it comes to this because it just means a lot to me, man. It's just
Yeah.
lifting is everything to me. And if I didn't have lifting, man, I'd be a scrawny Ryan Hayes that just he's content and I'd probably just play golf all day. And not hating on golf, but dude, there's one thing that I get the most satisfied from is just working out, man. I fucking love it, dude. It's the best thing, and I preach it to my wrestlers, man. I'm like, hey, man, I don't care what you're doing, be an athlete, but at the same time, you got to go to the. You don't have to go to the gym, but you got to work out. You got to get those. You got to build those muscles. You got to build strength, especially if you want to be a wrestler. Got to be quick
Yeah.
on your feet and be a little savage like I was, man. Good things will come.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Things that are lacking, especially in our generation, and you have both of them, are strong work ethic and self-awareness, right? Like
Oh yeah.
without going too deep into your wrestling career, like you've mentioned a couple times, you didn't like the
Mhm.
way that it ended, but
Yeah, man.
you didn't follow that up with blaming someone else, right? Like you're not going through your life a victim of circumstance. You're going through it reflecting on where you came up short, and your
Yep.
work ethic allows you to tackle the next challenge a little bit stronger than last time. So,
Mhm.
dude, that just compounds, man. Like year after year, day after day, rep after rep, set after set. It just transforms who you are as a person. And
Yep.
you're going to have those guys that don't have that work ethic, that want to look at the result while
Yeah.
ignoring your journey. And that's just noise, man. So you're doing a really good job of taking yourself to the next level, and not being dragged down by others. And most importantly, our own worst enemy can be ourselves. So, like I said,
All
man,
about that, man.
yeah, no doubt, bro. So, dude, just an absolute pleasure. I'm really happy you signed up for the gym. Really happy that I actually spoke to you when you joined my gym. You're actually a
For
great
sure,
guy.
brother. Yeah. I
And
appreciate that.
yeah,
But
yeah,
one
man.
thing I do want to say before you let this go, but dude, I
Yeah,
want to thank you, man. Like from dude, literally you creating this gym and like building to what it is now, dude, man. I respect you and I really appreciate what you brought to the table. And like people like me, anyone else, like join your gym, my brother, like it's another place that we can do our thing. The gym's a therapy, whatever it is, man. Not everyone's gonna be a bodybuilder. Not everybody's gonna want to compete. Not everybody's gonna be a power lifter. It doesn't matter. Just getting into the gym is just I think all around positive thing for everybody. But like for me, dude, like since I joined your gym, there's a whole different attitude that I have to myself, and I can be me in your gym. I can go play my music. It's a 24/7 hour gym, and whether it's at night, in the morning, midday, I can go into that gym, play my music, scream like Ronnie Coleman and work out the way I want to work out, man. I appreciate you. So I really
yeah.
thank you for all that, and I hope just the business keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, well, it's my pleasure, man. I have ideas for the next one already, so stay tuned. I'll tell you that offline. And yeah, so I
Dude,
think
don't
there's no
don't
better place.
don't be telling me too much, man. Like the scale differs.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
a
have to
knockoff
take.
scale tippers, right? Just open it
But
right next door. It's great.
man, it's been a pleasure, bro. I appreciate you getting me on your podcast, and whatever, hopefully I can be motivational for anyone else who ever sees this, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Hey, let the people know where they can find you on your socials.
Yeah, so Instagram, it's just Ryan Hayes, and with a couple I think underscores, and you'll find me. I am private. I am a wrestling coach for a school district, so I'm not allowed to really have a public profile, but eventually I think with with my uh with my bodybuilding journey, should I say, I'm going to make a whole different Instagram that's just going to be involved with my bodybuilding, my progress, and things like that. And that's coming soon. But if you want to give me a follow, yeah, at Ryan Hayes, and that's about it. I don't really have any other more socials, but that's where you can find me. If anyone needs any questions when it comes to working out, to lift one day, or you can find me at Scale Tippers, man. Join up. It's the best place to be.
Awesome. Awesome. Appreciate that. Well, you might know him as Coach Hayes. You might know him as Ryan Hayes. I know him as a
Yep.
friend and a future competitor. You're going to see this guy on stage in 2025 thinking classic physique. So get ready.
Yeah, buddy.
He's going to bring a
Yeah,
package.
buddy. Appreciate that.
Awesome. All right, folks. Well, this is Dave. We're going to sign off here. This is the Reason and Reps podcast. Want to remind you all to stay fit, stay free. Peace.
Peace.